Shalom to everybody. It's wonderful to see you and to hear you and to talk about Torah topics together. Tonight, we want to discuss the great capability of being objective. You know, on the way to Shavuos, after Pesach, we have 7 weeks between Pesach and Shavuos. Shavuos is the time Hashem gave the Torah to the Jews in the desert of Mount Sinai over 3,300 years ago. And every year we celebrate that day, the day the Torah was given. And it's not just a remembrance of what happened then, but Hashem gives a special blessing to us every year on that day. It says blessing mainly of spirituality, just like he gave then, he gave the Torah, he gives us a kindling of the great thing that happened then, the Torah. Hashem came down on Sinai. And we count 49 days, 50th day is the day of the Torah. Start counting at Pesach. We count 49 days, 7 weeks, until we anxiously are waiting for that great day to come. The Hashem will come close to us again. But to receive the Torah, we have to be worthy of it. Torah is holy. We have to make ourselves holy. If you want to receive the great benefit of Hashem getting close to us on that great day, the 50th day after Pesach, day of Shavuos, 7 weeks later, and every one of those 7 weeks, we are supposed to work on a certain level of kedusha, of holiness, that will bring us closer to Hashem, bring us more worthy of receiving the great blessing Hashem will give us on Shavuos. And every one of those weeks represents a different thing that we have to work on to still in ourselves something good, something more than before. And this week, is we started last night, the 4th week, after Pesach, starting towards Shavuos. That's called Netzach. Started 3 weeks before. Each week we work on a different thing. This week we're working on Netzach. Netzach means, if you Netzach, to victorious. Sounds like we're having a fight. We want to be victorious. Yes, we're having a fight. We have a fight with our body, which is very animalistic, and it likes to do animalistic things. And we have a fight with our body that we should not be animalistic, we should be holy people. And the 7 different animalistic things that we have in ourselves that we have to overcome and to work on and to excel at that particular thing, that level of greatness. And this week, the work of our march towards Sinai to become objective. Now, what does it mean, objective? Objectivity is a very, very important word from the Jewish language. Objectivity. Meaning, we have no negias. We're able to make decisions without our own agendas getting in the way. You have to come to truth, to the truth. All truth, nothing but the truth. And that's not so easy. You have to be very objective to come to the truth. So this week, start counting tonight, will be 22 days since we started counting. There will be 3 weeks and 1 day of the 7 weeks that we're going to come towards Shavuos coming up. So the first day of this week, the week of objectivity. So let me explain a little bit more in detail that we have, as human beings, we have all kinds of pullings and pushings, things that our body, our physical desires are. And we discussed many times already in the past whether those desires and those midas, we call them character traits, we call them laziness, desirous, to be aloof people, conceited, stinginess, with all different types of physical, mundane, earthly things that we our bodies have desires for, and things that we're supposed to work on to bring ourselves above those desires that a body wants, and we want to satisfy the neshama, our soul, which is above all those things. Our soul is a much perfection, is perfect in not desiring those type of things that our body wants. That's undergoing fight. So we call it netzach this week of not netzach of conquering. We said netzach to conquer. What are we conquering? What are we fighting? We're fighting against our animalistic feelings and desires and things that we live with all the time as human beings in a body, which is very animalistic and has, although we have, just like an animal, we have feet and legs, arms, and we're made up of a human body which is very mundane and physical. And there's a fight for us to overcome those we call character traits that govern us mainly, most people, and we try to become above and not be governed by those character traits, but want our intellect to govern us, our neshama to govern us, to tell us what's right, what's wrong. Now our body tells us what's right, what's wrong. So that's a fight, ongoing fight from person to time. A person has intellectual capability of thinking until the person leaves the world. It's an ongoing fight. Who's going to be victorious? Our animalistic part of us or our spiritual part of us? For instance, I'll give an example. Just first time we get up in the morning, we have a fight. Most people. Shul, we get up. Let's say a person wants to go to the shul to pray. You have to get up early to pray. Sometimes early, sometimes later. It depends what shul you're close to. But that bed is very delicious. I feel like sleeping another half an hour. Maybe you went to sleep late last night. So your neshama, Yetzer Tov, says, get up and go to the Rabbi, go to shul, pray to Hashem. So he won't get that extra half hour of sleep. And then the body says, no, you're tired now, sleep in. So you pray to Hashem in the house. Hashem listen to our prayers wherever we are. So it's a fight. Who's going to win? It's a type that the good side of us or the evil side of us. So that fight is right away in the morning by most people. And it goes on the whole day. Should we go do the good thing or not the good thing? Should we give our body a shake and get up and go and do it, even though we feel like resting and sitting and laying, whatever. So we have ongoing fight between our good and our evil within us. And the netzach, we want to be victorious we want to conquer our evil, victorious in this fight. So this is what we call netzach, this week of netzach. We want to be victorious. We want to conquer our evil, and the good in us should be what runs our life, not the evil to run our life. And same thing with all other midas. So, in order for a person to make a proper decision about something, his midas characteristics are very much working, very strong to make us make certain decisions. And the main of our life is to overcome the evil from the good side of us, our intellect and the neshama decisions that we make and the actions that we do. That's what the part of life is about. These midas I'm talking about, whether it's laziness, with arrogance, with stinginess, all different types of midas that are basically not good midas, not good character traits. There's two ways for us to work on that. Two ways for us to look to have a goal to accomplish. One is called Krishas Amidas, capturing, controlling our character traits. What's called Tikkun Amidas, we're talking about changing our midas from bad to good. Neither of them is easy, and but both could be accomplished if we put enough toil and thought and time. We could overcome our midas that are not good and be governed by those midas that are good. And that's really what we're in this world for, to try the first step first and then the second step afterwards. So control our midas, like I said before. Don't give in to your laziness. Get up and do what you have to do. Don't be arrogant and show offy to people, that you want to show people how much charity you give, or show off to people that you do kindness to people, you do favors for people. Of course, if that'll get you to do it, then you should use that. But it'd be better off if a person would do acts of kindness without getting all kinds of recognition from people. It's better if you do it without recognition. But so we want to do it for the purpose of doing good, not for the purpose of getting praise from people. Whether it's stinginess, it's hard for us to give charity, so we want to control ourselves. No, we have to give it. Don't feel like giving it, but you give it anyway. Let your intellect control your emotions. Your emotion is saying, no, I want the money, I want to part with the money. And your brain until it says, no, give it, because it's a mitzvah to give it. You don't need all that money. Give some away to somebody else. Right? All these are fights between the intellect and the emotions of a person. Whether it's laziness, emotions say, sleep, don't get up. Intellect tells us, get up. Our intellect tells us, ongoing fight. All of these different midah character traits that we're talking about. So, the first thing we have to do is to control and make sure we do the right thing and not give in to the part of us, evil, telling us that we should act with our animalistic parts of us, our emotions, and not with our intellect. That's number one, that we have to, it's a hard enough thing in itself, that we should control ourselves and do the right thing and not give in to our emotions. But Hashem even wants us to go further than that, if possible, and change ourselves. We shouldn't have a fight anymore. Should I give charity, not give charity? I want the money for myself. Of course I want to give charity. Other people need the money. I don't need so much money. I can give away some of it, at least a tenth of what I earn. We're supposed to give away. Not even have a fight. Just feel that this is something wonderful. I want to give it to other people, to share my wealth with other people. We want to come to that stage of life where the fight's over, and it's a natural thing for us to do the right thing. One can say, like the alarm clock goes off in the morning, we get up. It's not a fighting, and shouldn't I, pulling this way, pulling that way, emotions and intellect. Alarm goes off in the morning, we want to come to the stage where we say, of course I'm going to get up now. I want to go to pray to Hashem. Hashem gave me back my soul. All night I was, well, but my soul was in heaven. Now he gave it back to me. I want to pray to Hashem, to thank him, to pray to him. It shouldn't be a fight anymore. And the person not looking for recognition, I want to do a mitzvah because that's the right thing to do. I want to do a mitzvah. Hashem wants me to do a mitzvah. Hashem wants us to come to that stage where I'm not doing it because of the praise I'm going to get. I'm going to do it because it's the right thing to do. So all these plus other character traits are what we're supposed to be doing in this world. Both steps. Number one, control. The second one, changing from being animalistic to being spiritual. That's the change in our life we're looking for in our lifetime. That when we're little kids, when we're younger, well, all we think about is our bodies and our desires and what we want. As we get older, we want to be more spiritual and do things because it's the right thing to do, not because of getting praise or other type of thing that our body likes to enjoy. So these are the two things that we have to think about. Netzach, that's what we're talking about. Netzach this week. Conquering, to be victorious, one victorious over our midas, our character traits, that we want to control them, and eventually we want to change them. How do we change them? You say, okay, but control, okay, we have to make up our mind, control, how do we change it? Well, the easiest way, the most logical way, the most accepted way to change our character traits is by performing against our character traits, against the evil parts. If we'll give money for charity over time and time again, we'll train ourselves just like you train an animal. An animal you can train animals. You get them to be calm. Even a lion, you can train the lion. The lion trainer takes the whip and he makes after a while, the lion knows what to do. It stays put. It's trained to not to be vicious and not to attack the person. They train them. So a person, we could train our bodies the same way. We do over and over again. So our body becomes used to doing the right thing, and it becomes part of second nature. It's not a fight anymore to get up. It's not a fight anymore to give charity. Not a fight anymore to be humble. It's something that might even enjoy after a while. We feel that being more of a holy type of person, they were doing the good because it's good, not because we want to get any physical or a type of pleasure out of it to give us incentive to do the right thing. The incentive to do the right thing is because it's the right thing. That's where to come to. So this is what this week we're working on Netzach. We want to get ourselves ready for receiving the Torah. We worked on kindness the first week, all different things we worked on the first few weeks, and now this week we're on being not governed by our emotions and our feelings, but governed by our seichel, by our intellect. And that's what we want to work on. How do we do that? What we're saying, we're doing over, like the Rambam said, we mentioned in the past, if we want to give $1,000 for charity, should we give $1,000 at one time or give 10 times $100? So Rambam says, no, give 10 times $100. 10 times $100 because we're training ourselves to give a charity again, give it again, give it again. So after a while, it becomes second nature. We keep doing it over and over again. And this has another consequence in our lifetime, a very important one, besides what we mentioned till now, that our actions are dependent on our midas, our character traits. If we give charity, not give charity, if we get up, we don't get up. But decisions that we make are also very much dependent on our character traits, on our midas, because the decisions that we make have a lot to do with our actions, naturally. I decide to do something, not to do something. Well, our midas are working overtime to get us to do the wrong thing. And sometimes we don't realize it. It's so buried within our brain, in our hearts, the midas that we have. Some don't realize ourselves that what's causing us to make certain decisions. Right? For instance, a person wants to go on a vacation. Right? Wants a vacation, go away for a week for a vacation. So, where should he go? Well, there's a place to go that's really a lot of fun, really nice place over there with all kinds of facilities to enjoy. but there's no shul there where he wants to go, no place to daven, no place for him to get up in the morning to daven, or Shabbos to go to daven in a certain place. So what should he do? Should he go to the place where he have a good time? It won't be a shul. He'll keep Shabbos. He won't not keep Shabbos. But he won't have a place to daven on Shabbos, to pray on Shabbos, to hear the reading of the Torah on Shabbos. He has to make a decision. So what is going on through his mind? So and the simple understanding of his understanding of himself, he has this fight within that should he go to this place, go to that place. But there is certain intricate thoughts that may not be aware of that's pushing him to go to one place or not to go to the place, because within the codes and the his own agendas, that's there's another thing involved in the whole thing. But he might have a certain friend over there that is not a good influence on him, but he enjoys his company. But it's not a good influence to that person who's going to be at that place for that Shabbos or that week we want to go. And that person that is going to be there, he enjoys his company so much. And really deep down, he has a feeling he'd like to be with that person. But his on the upper front, what he's thinking about is the two things: should he go because he'll enjoy himself, or he go because shouldn't go because he won't have a shul to go to. But down deep, there's something else working within him, which he's not even realizing, that making a decision because his friend Yankel is going to be there, and the uncle is somebody he likes to spend time with. He doesn't take that into consideration even. He doesn't want to openly realize that that's really what's pushing him more than anything else. He wants to be together with him, but that Yankel is not good for him, because he gives him all kinds of bad ideas. And even though he's very sociable person, enjoyable person, but that's really down deep is called negias, we call it. It's called an agenda he has within, very, very undercover, that it's really driving him subconsciously, even unconsciously. Subconsciously, he's thinking it wants to be with Yankel. And he doesn't really realize what's really pushing him to go there. And that's what we call a person who is not perfected in his ideas and his character traits. He's not perfected. They're going to play a role in his decisions, even subconsciously, without him realizing, possibly, what's really causing him to make a decision to go to that place. Is not good for him to go, but he says, well, I'll go there, and whatever excuse he'll have to be there, and I'll make sure to take my talis and my tefillin, and I'll maybe try to make a million. There are 100 things why maybe he should go there. But what's the real thing that's pushing him to go there? Because he wants to be with Yaakov. That's what we call negias. And with Gias means negeh, but over, he has his own agenda, which is gnawing at him without his realization even, possibly. Unless he sits down, takes a real look at himself, a serious look, and say to himself, listen, his name is Abi, I'm Abi. Think, why do you really want to go there? There's a real place for you to go. And really think if the true figuring out what he should do for this week, to go there or not to go there, he has to be very honest with himself. And that's what the netzach, the person would be in control, total control of his midas, he would not have this problem. But since most people are not controlled of their midas, therefore this idea of going to a place where Yankel is, it's making him decide the wrong decision, because and even doesn't realize it. But since he has not conquered and been victorious over having a bad friends, and he enjoys having this bad friend, so he comes to the conclusion that I'm going to go there and I'll be okay. and he doesn't, without realizing what it really is pushing him to go. So this is where we're talking about netzach. It comes to midas that we're talking about of this week, that we have to look at ourselves. We make decisions when it comes to questions of maybe of spiritual decisions. What are we really looking at? Maybe things are on the surface, but then we have to look under the surface. What's really motivating us to do things that we do? To say what we say. Is that Lashon Hara? Or Lashon Hara, we gossip, things we shouldn't be talking about? What's driving us to talk the way we're talking, say the things that we're saying? Is it something on the surface that we realize that we're fighting openly, or something under the surface that we have to dig into ourselves to really find out what's motivating us to do what we're doing, say what we're saying, and go where we're going? And that's this week of so now you see, understand why I said it's so important to be objective in order to look at the thing for the truth. And nothing that's pulling a person away from the truth, his own agendas with his midas, the character traits that are working overtime to draw him into something they shouldn't do without maybe realizing it. It's under an undercurrent that's not felt on the surface. And this week we're working on to look into ourselves and figure ourselves out the best we can. It's not a week in itself enough time to change ourselves, but it's a good springboard to get into it, to think about it. And even after a week goes by, we can still be working on it and trying to make ourselves be pure, our thoughts being pure. That just looking at the facts and not being motivated or causing us to make decisions that we really don't want to make, but it's our yetzer hara, it's our evil within us that's pushing us to do so. That's a big undertaking for a person to work on oneself, to be purified thoughted, not to have undercurrent thoughts and desires that are making our decisions for us, but our intellect, our neshama, our spiritual part of us is making the decisions. Well, we sort of scratched the surface tonight of Netzach, but I hope we got the point across, and it's something that Hashem wants us to come to Torah, coming in a few weeks to Mount Sinai. To accept the Torah, we have to purify our mind, purify our minds in order to make the right decisions, how to live and how to conduct ourselves, and where we should go, who we should be friendly with, and not be controlled by evil thoughts within us, with bad character traits that are driving us to make wrong decisions. We have to purify the thoughts and to make the right decisions.